True Blue Nation. Dodgers Report.
Did the Boston Red Sox lose their grip on reality, or do they know something we don't? That's the only question hammering in my head when I look at what's coming out of Boston over the last few hours. Let's get straight to the point. Duran's name is on the table again, and it's no secret to anyone that the Dodgers need an outfielder. The problem isn't the player. The problem is the price tag Boston just slapped on his forehead. And according to Passan, and we know when Passan speaks, it's serious, the Red Sox are asking for a frontline starter in return, an ace. They want an elite pitcher for a guy who, let's be honest, had a pretty lukewarm 2025 compared to the year before. Look at the Red Sox roster right now. It's a logjam of lefties in the outfield. They've got Ceddanne Rafaela, Roman Anthony, who is their big promise, Wilyer Abreu, and Duran, not to mention Yoshida, who basically turned into a full-time DH because he doesn't have the glove to play out there. Someone has to go. Duran is the obvious trade chip because he still holds value. He's under contract until 2029, but Boston's front office is trying to sell him like he's the 2024 MVP, completely ignoring what we saw in 2025. It's that old tactic of trying to sell high on an asset that's fluctuating. They want to take advantage of the inflated pitching market. They saw what the Rays got for Shane Baz, and their eyes got big. But let's analyze Duran coldly. Without the emotion of we need reinforcements right now, the guy is electric, runs the bases well, has that profile that ignites a game. In 2024, he was a monster, nearly 7 WAR. But in 2025, the defense in center field slipped, so much so that he was pushed to left field for most games. The bat cooled off. Is he still a useful player? Of course. 3.9 RWAR isn't something you throw away, but you don't hand over a rotation ace for an outfielder who might have started to regress, or who, best case scenario, is a great supporting actor and not the star of the show. Andrew Friedman doesn't usually pay gold prices for silver, and he knows Boston is in a tough spot with this surplus of position players and lack of arms. And here enters our reality. We know the Dodgers operate in silence, but the outside noise is loud. We need someone for the outfield. That's a fact. The free agent market has its limitations, and a trade seems like the most viable path to bring immediate impact. But at what cost? This is where the conversation gets dangerous. Boston wants a top pitcher. They look at our depth and think they can come here and clean house. If you follow the Dodgers for real, you know we don't give up the goods easily, so hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a thing. Because this saga is going to have a lot of twists and turns, and we'll be here covering every detail of this tug of war. What worries me is the precedent. The market is saying a starting pitcher is worth more than diamonds. If Boston digs their heels in on this request for a frontline starter, negotiation stall, Duran is good. He'd bring a speed dynamic we like, but he's not the guy who carries the team on his back. He's a luxury compliment. Paying a protagonist price for a compliment is the kind of mistake that closes championship windows. Friedman has patience. He'll wait for the price to drop, or he'll look for another target. The question is, how far does the Red Sox's stubbornness go in thinking they have the strongest hand at this poker table? Now, let's talk names, because this is where a fan's stomach starts to turn. When Boston says elite starter, the first name that comes to the mind of any opposing GM looking at our roster is Tyler Glasnow. Forget it. Don't hold your breath. Word is already out that the front office assured Glasnow he isn't going anywhere, and it makes total sense. You don't build a World Series rotation by trading your best arm for an outfielder coming off a regression year. That would be shooting yourself in the foot. So if Glasnow is untouchable, who's left? The target shifts to the future. The target becomes Emmett Sheehan, and that's where things get messy. Sheehan has the potential to be that frontline starter Boston wants so badly. His ceiling is absurd, but he's not an absolute certainty yet, which means Boston, being greedy as they are, probably wouldn't accept a 1-for-1. They'd want more, and the name surfacing in rumors to sweeten the deal is Dalton Rushing. Stop right there. Take a breath. Sheehan and Rushing for Duran. That's not a trade, that's armed robbery. Rushing is our future, whether behind the plate or as an impact bat. Handing over a young arm with ace potential, plus one of the best hitters in the farm system for a 29-year-old coming off an okay season. I refuse to believe Friedman would do that. Maybe the conversation could spin around other names. Gavin Stone had his moments. River Ryan showed incredible flashes before the injury, but will that satisfy the Red Sox's appetite? I doubt it. They're asking for the moon. They want to solve their rotation with a single move, taking advantage of our need. The Dodgers' stance has to be firm. You guys have 4 outfielders. You need to deal more than we need to buy. Time is on our side in that sense. The most likely scenario, nothing happens right now, at least not on these terms. The Dodgers aren't going to cannibalize their rotation or their elite farm system to pay the 2024 price for the 2025 Duran. If the price drops to something involving mid-high level prospects or a package led by someone like Stone, which would already sting, maybe there's a conversation, but handing over Sheehan or Rushing would be mortgaging a bright future for an uncertain present. Would Duran help? Yes. Is he worth what they're asking? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, this soap opera just goes to show how tough the market is. Everyone wants pitching, and those with spare hitters think they can ask for the world. I trust our front office not to fall into this trap. Let Boston figure out their own lefty logjam. If they want to negotiate seriously, they know our number. Until then, we roll with what we've got and look for options that don't cost the soul of the team. Stay tuned, because if the phone rings in Los Angeles, it has to be for the right price. And today's price, it's robbery.